Hello friends. Have you ever wondered why some people take big risks while others are afraid even of small things? Why is it that some people make big decisions without any hesitation, while others think thousands of times before taking each step? Is risk-taking an inborn talent that only a few special people have, or can it be learned? Risk, meaning danger or uncertainty, is a part of our life that we have to face whether we want to or not. But the question is, what is the right way to take risks? Does it depend only on luck and chance, or is there some scientific logic behind it? If we can learn this art of risk-taking, can we take the biggest decisions in our life without fear? Today, we will talk about a book that reveals the science behind risk-taking called The Art of Risk. It is not just a book but a mindset that teaches us how to control fear and take calculated risks so that we can achieve extraordinary success in life. Risk-taking is not just for daredevils or adventure seekers, it is a skill that anyone can develop. Whether you want to grow in business, advance in your career, or take bold decisions in your personal life, risk-taking is necessary. But there is a big difference between taking the right risk and taking unnecessary risks. This book explains what system inside our brain decides whether we will accept a risk or get scared and step back. Is there a way to train our minds so that we take the right risk at the right time? Do our past experiences, the way we think, and our personality affect whether we will be risk-takers or not? The biggest lesson from this book is that fear is always the biggest obstacle in the path of risk-taking. But the truth is, successful risk-takers are not those who have no fear at all, but those who learn to manage their fear. Risk-taking does not mean acting recklessly or without thinking. It means understanding your fear, clarifying your goals, and then making a smart strategy to handle the risk. So if you want to become a bold and confident person in your life, if you want to be among those who fearlessly follow their biggest dreams, then this is for you. In this video, we will decode the most powerful strategy of the art of risk that will teach you how to develop the right balance of risk-taking inside yourself and control your fear to achieve success. Chapter 1: Your Brain on Risk. Have you ever wondered why some people have no fear when jumping off a high cliff, riding a bike at high speed, or investing crores in their business, while others hesitate to take even small risks? Is it all about personality, or is there some scientific logic behind it? This chapter reveals a shocking fact. Risk-taking does not depend on luck or chance alone, but is a deeply wired biological process in our brain. When we are in a risky situation, our brain starts rapid calculations. Will this risk be safe? Will the results be positive? Will we be able to handle failure? Based on this calculation, our body reacts. The interesting thing is that everyone's brain does not process risk in the same way. Some people are naturally more prone to taking risks, while others are more cautious. Why is this? The answer is hidden inside our brain. When we face a risk, our brain makes decisions based on three main systems: the amygdala, the prefrontal cortex, and the dopamine system. The amygdala sends an alert signal when it perceives a big risk, saying, "Stop." This could be dangerous. For example, when someone stands on a height and looks down, or when someone feels fear before starting a new business, it is the amygdala working. The prefrontal cortex logically analyzes the risk. It compares past experiences, goals, and potential rewards. If it thinks the risk is worth taking, it gives a green light. The dopamine system, known as the feel-good chemical, makes us feel thrill and excitement. When we take a risk and succeed, the dopamine system sends a strong reward signal. Yes, that was fun. Try again. This dopamine system sometimes causes people to make wrong decisions by encouraging extreme risk-taking behavior such as gambling, high-speed racing, or unnecessary dangerous decisions. Some people are naturally more sensitive to dopamine, which makes them repeat risky decisions despite failure risks. The question is, can risk-taking be controlled? Can we train our brain to take the right risk at the right time and avoid unnecessary risks? Yes, it is possible. By understanding these three brain systems well, we can manage fear, improve logical thinking, and control the dopamine system properly. This chapter's powerful message is that risk-taking is not a random talent, but a biological and psychological process that we can understand and master. Smart risk-takers find a perfect balance between instincts, experience, and logical thinking. They neither take reckless risks nor miss opportunities due to fear. Chapter 2: The Myth of Fearlessness. Have you ever seen people who jump from great heights, ride fast bikes, or invest crores in new business ideas without hesitation? We think these people are fearless, meaning they do not feel fear. But is that really true? Is fearlessness real? This chapter breaks this big myth. Everyone feels fear, no matter how brave they seem. The only difference is some people learn to manage their fear well while others give up. When we face risky situations, our brain immediately moves to alert mode. We feel nervous, our heartbeat increases, our palms sweat, and our brain says, stop. This might be dangerous. This is our amygdala putting us in survival mode. This system has been inside us for millions of years and helps protect us from all kinds of dangers. But today, dangers are not wild animals in the jungle but career decisions, public speaking, investments, and relationships. Yet our brain gives the same primitive response. So how do the biggest risk takers manage to make big decisions? Don't they feel fear? The real risk takers are those who feel fear but still move forward. They don't ignore fear but understand, accept, and convert it into their strength. This mindset shift is the biggest difference between an ordinary and an extraordinary person. A professional skydiver feels fear before jumping thousands of feet, and an entrepreneur fears failure before starting their first startup. But they don't let fear control them. They know fear is a signal that they are stepping out of their comfort zone, and growth happens outside the comfort zone. When we understand fear fully, we can use it to our advantage. Fear makes us alert, makes us think, and prepares us better. A right amount of fear helps improve performance. But if fear increases too much, it paralyzes us and stops decision-making, locking our lives inside a limiting box. Therefore, the most important thing is to manage fear, not suppress it. Instead of thinking about how to eliminate fear, we should think about how to move forward with fear. Great leaders, athletes, and artists not only don't avoid fear but make it their friend. So next time you feel nervous before a risky decision, don't see it as weakness. It means you are pushing your limits. Feeling fear is natural, but losing opportunity due to fear is the biggest mistake. Fearlessness is a myth, but fear management is an art. Master this art, and no fear can stop you from reaching your dream life. Chapter 3: The Risk Ladder. Have you ever wondered why in the same situation, some people move forward fearlessly while others step back scared? For example, two friends stand on a tall cliff. One immediately jumps, the other feels uneasy and backs off. Or two entrepreneurs face the same problem. One gets worried, while the other handles it calmly. Everyone's risk-taking level is different and it is not fixed. Rather, risk-taking works like a ladder. When we take a risk and succeed, our brain gets ready for the next bigger risk. But if we keep avoiding risks, our confidence decreases and we start fearing even small decisions. Imagine a child learning to ride a bike. At first, they wobble and fall. Slowly they learn to balance and their confidence grows. Then they try to go faster and soon they can ride confidently around the neighborhood. This is the risk ladder. Small risks build your capacity to take bigger risks. If a child gives up on the first fall, they never learn to ride. Apply this to real life. If you fear public speaking and think you will speak confidently in front of thousands at once, that's impossible. But if you start by speaking in front of friends, then small groups, and then bigger meetings, your confidence will grow and fear will fade. The biggest risk takers climb this ladder step by step. No one becomes an extreme risk taker overnight. Every big decision, adventure, and success starts with small risks. If you fear risk in life, you don't have to jump to big risks immediately. Just take one step up the ladder, accept small challenges, step out of your comfort zone, and gradually leave your fears behind. If you stay in your safe zone, your life won't change. But if you build your risk-taking ability slowly, you can achieve what seems impossible today. Chapter 4: Training for Risk. Is risk-taking a talent some people are born with, or is it a skill that can be learned and developed? This question is very important because we often think people who take big risks have superpowers to do so without fear. The truth is, risk-taking is not magic but a skill you can learn with the right training. Risk-taking depends not on luck or natural boldness but on how much you prepare yourself for the risk situation. Think about firefighters entering burning buildings. They don't jump in without thinking. They know how fire spreads, where to go, and how to reduce danger because they have trained and drilled repeatedly. Their brain is ready to make the right decisions at the right time. This is training for risk, preparing your brain and body so that when a high-stakes situation comes, you can remain calm and make the right choice. If you want to invest crores in a new business, do you do it without research? No. You study the market, analyze data, consult experts, and then take a calculated risk. This is the real formula of risk-taking: proper preparation, knowledge, and execution. The most important thing to improve risk-taking is exposure. If you fear something, you must put yourself in that situation repeatedly until your brain starts seeing it as normal. Like a Navy SEAL training to hold breath underwater, at first, they panic, but with repeated practice, their brain normalizes the experience and they can complete missions calmly. This concept applies to every kind of risk-taking. The second important thing is simulation, practicing risks before taking them for real. Pilots practice flying thousands of feet high in simulators before they fly real planes. Doctors practice surgeries with virtual reality before real operations. Athletes test their performances repeatedly. The more you experience a situation in practice, the less scary it becomes in reality. Can anyone become a smart risk taker? Yes. If you give yourself the right training and exposure, you can step out of your comfort zone and make better decisions. Every big risk taker starts with small steps, and this is the biggest secret. So, this chapter's main lesson: risk-taking is not a magical power, but a skill to be learned. If you develop the right mindset, take the right training, and expose yourself gradually, you too can take big smart risks and achieve great success. Are you ready to train yourself for the next risk? Chapter 5: The Power of Intuition. Have you ever felt a voice inside you before making a big decision? Like, this is right, or something is wrong, I should stay away. That inner voice is called intuition or gut feeling. Did you know the world's greatest risk takers trust their intuition the most while making decisions? Intuition is not magic or mystery but a powerful decision-making tool inside our brain that we often ignore. It gives us the ability to sense things that our conscious mind cannot immediately understand. For example, an experienced doctor diagnoses a patient's illness without tests. An investor invests in a big company without deep data analysis. A soldier senses danger before it happens. This is intuition's power. How does intuition work? When we experience something new, our brain stores that information and patterns deep inside our unconscious mind. When we face risky situations, the brain quickly scans these past experiences and sends us a signal whether the situation is right or wrong. This is intuition. For instance, if you visit a new city and see two paths, one clean and bright, the other dark and deserted, your mind immediately tells you to take the bright path. This is built on past experience and stories learned in childhood. The same happens in risk-taking. A professional poker player estimates the opponent's hand without seeing cards. A stock trader forecasts price movements. An athlete makes a quick decision. All because of sharp intuition developed over years. However, intuition is not always right. Sometimes past experiences create wrong patterns, leading to bad decisions. Kate Suckle suggests two things to sharpen intuition: gain more experiences. Cross-check your intuition with data and logic. This means don't blindly trust intuition. Balance it with logical thinking. The biggest advantage of intuition in risk-taking is it helps in fast decisions. When there is no time for long thinking, our conscious mind can't process quickly, but the intuitive mind is already prepared. This is why experienced people take faster and better decisions. Their intuition is sharper. The biggest lesson of this chapter: intuition is like a superpower but needs to be developed. The more new experiences and lessons you have, the stronger your intuitive power becomes. When your intuition is strong, you can make quick and correct decisions in risky situations. So, are you ready to unlock the power of your intuition? Chapter 6: The Risk-Taking Personality. Have you ever wondered why some people are always ready to take risks in any situation while others avoid even small risks? Why do some not fear jumping from heights or riding fast or investing crores in new businesses, while others hesitate endlessly? Is risk-taking a habit, a learned skill, or part of personality? Risk-taking is not a single behavior but part of personality. Every person's capacity to take risks is different and depends a lot on how their brain is wired. When we talk about risk-taking, it is more than a choice. It's linked to our biology, psychology, and past experiences. Some people have very active dopamine systems which pull them toward thrill and excitement. They like adventure sports, gambling, and high-stakes business because their brain constantly motivates them to seek novelty. Others are more conscious, more analytical, and cautious in every risky decision. Risk-taking personalities can be divided into three categories: high-risk takers, excited by new challenges, constantly seek novelty, and accept uncertainty. Moderate risk takers, take calculated risks carefully but don't hesitate to take big steps if needed. Low risk takers, prefer stability, avoid uncertainty, and want to be safe in every situation. Now, can a risk-taking personality be changed? Kate Suckle says yes. Risk-taking is not a fixed trait but influenced by habits, environment, and experiences. If a low-risk taker puts themselves in small risky situations and handles them successfully, their brain starts to normalize risk-taking. On the other hand, high-risk takers need to learn when and how much risk to take to avoid unnecessary losses. Understanding your risk-taking personality helps you recognize your strengths and weaknesses. If you are naturally risk-averse, challenge yourself to step out of your comfort zone gradually. If you are very high risk-taking, learn to control yourself and make more thoughtful, calculated decisions. The biggest lesson here is risk-taking personality is not permanent. You can change your mindset, expand your comfort zone, and balance your decisions. Real success goes to those who understand their nature and try to improve themselves. So, are you ready to understand and improve your risk-taking ability? Conclusion. Risk is a word that brings excitement to some and fear to others. But risk-taking is not a random act. It is a learnable skill connected deeply to our brain wiring, experiences, and personality. In this book, we learned how our brain processes risk, how fear can be managed, and how small calculated risks can lead to big success. The art of risk teaches us that anyone can become a smart risk taker if they adopt the right mindset and training. The world's biggest entrepreneurs developed their risk-taking skills, stepped out of their comfort zones, and took big decisions. They didn't just control their fear but saw risk as an opportunity. The biggest lesson of this book is that risk-taking is not a coin toss, it is an art. The more you understand and practice this art, the bolder and more meaningful your decisions will be. Whether you want to grow your career, start a new business, or take big steps in life, facing risk with understanding and acceptance is crucial. If you like this book and learn something new, try applying it in your life. Risk-taking is the bridge that takes you from an ordinary life to extraordinary success. So next time you face a big decision, ask yourself, is this risk worth taking? And if yes, how can I take it smartly? If you like this video, please like and share it. Subscribe to Audio Logbook channel and press the bell icon to get more powerful book summaries like this. Tell us in the comments how you liked this book and which book summary you want to see next. See you in the next video with a new book, new lesson, and new mindset.